Beautiful. Well, thanks so much to everybody for joining us. Leanne and I are really excited to bring this to you. And this particular training actually came about as a result of the amazing calendar that we have going at the moment, the calendar promotion. So some of you on the call may have either been on the training or have yet had a chance to look at the training since then, from our beautiful Louise Fowler, actually sharing the power of the next 90 days in our business. And what a great opportunity May, June and July represent in terms of really getting some traction and building some momentum. So Leanne and I were chatting about it, and between her and I, as we do, there was this real thing of, oh, let's do something to make it really simple for people to be able to plug in, give them some ideas about what they can do to create some momentum in their businesses. And let's have a whole heap of fun while we do it, because let's face it, that's what we like to do best. So if you're yet to start, it's not too late. It's absolutely not too late to participate in that. It's a really great program, and those that are on it so far are really enjoying the energy around it. I know beautiful Abby shared her thoughts around that, that it's been really great in terms of just, you know, encouragement and new flow and getting a sense of pride of all of us as a community. I love that you touched on that, because I feel exactly the same way. I really love to see everyone deliver wins. So the way we wanted to start tonight, particularly here in Adelaide, we guess from a time-friendly perspective, but Ness, I believe you're in Perth, so it's a lot later there. Or is it earlier there? No, it's a lot earlier there. Don't mind me. But New Zealand's a lot later there. Look at us, global business. Man, how many time zones are we spanning this evening? So for those that are in New Zealand, I know a couple of the other girls are jumping on, not just Sue's. It might be late in the evening, but what we thought we'd like to start with is, we know that a lot of people have got a lot of things locked into their diaries at the moment, particularly in sharing the new products and our excitement around those. So what we actually wanted to do sort of for the first 15 minutes or so of this particular training is just allow everyone an opportunity to review the lists and to send out some messages, or to actually make some phone calls to lock some guests in. So I guess the first thing is in your mind, what have you got that's coming up? And if there's nothing yet, what can you lock in that's coming up that you can invite some people along to? A couple of slides I've got to show you. I've actually got some scripts and suggestions on them, just to give you a bit of an idea about what you might like to say. And there's also one at the end that is more about if you're wanting to send a personal Facebook message or a text message or an email. Now with those, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that being your first shout out. Sometimes it's actually a really great way to throw the net quite wide. Our advice would always be there, go in with a face-to-face or a belly-to-belly follow-up, or a phone call follow-up, so they get your excitement and your tone. But sometimes putting a message out there gets all the information out, and then it's better going, hey Mary, how you going? I caught you at a good time. Hey, I'm just giving you a buzz about that message I said to you. I'd love it if you could come along on Saturday. Are you going to be able to join me? You then don't have quite so much to say. Sometimes I find it easier to get the info out, and then I know that my follow-up can quite quicker. You'll work what works best for you. So what we'd really love for the next little while is, I'm just going to run you through some scripts and ideas. You might want to take a screenshot or take some notes down if you're wanting to do that. And then we thought we'd sort of spend 15 minutes together doing some reach out, and then we'll all come back in as a group, share some wins. Leanne and I'll be on the line, so if you've got any questions about, I'm not quite sure how to tackle things, then pop yourself off mute and ask lots of questions. That's all cool while some others are making calls. And then we'll probably find that we'll, you know, rejoin after we've gone through the scripts and made those calls. And then Leanne is going to share some of the mission statement stuff, which is really cool. So this is a suggestion for a phone script. So hi, Flossie. Everybody's Flossie, by the way. For those that don't know me very well, I'm one day going to find my imaginary consultant. Her name is going to be Flossie. Hi, Flossie. It's Amy, your R1 Independent Consultant calling. Have I caught you at a good time? So you always wait for a yes. And if it's a yes, great. If it's a no, that's okay. I completely understand when is going to suit you better. Can I give you a call back this time tomorrow, or would Saturday be better? Saturday morning be better? So let them choose. Get off the phone if it's a no. Stay on the phone if it's a yes. If it's a yes, the reason for my call is, and this is just an example, I'm hosting a new product launch party at my home, showcasing some of the new products that were released at our recent global conference on the weekend, and I'm really excited about these additions to the range, and I'd love to share them with you. It starts at 2 o'clock, whatever it does on whatever day, and I can't wait to give you a little pamper with these products. You're most welcome to be some friends. It's going to be a whole heap of fun, and I just know you're going to love it. What do you say? Are you free to come along and join us? So that just gives you a bit of a feel. So again, you might want to take a photo, take a screenshot. It doesn't have to be word for word, but hopefully that just gives you an indication. And it's all about energy and inflection. You want it to sound exciting. they want to be part of it because it's where all the cool kids are going to be. Yeah, you've got to make it sound like it's fun. And this is just an example of what I might use, language-wise, if I'm sending a message. So, hi, Flossie, I hope you're really well. And I normally do it emoticon, love heart of some description or something, because that's just me. I'd love to invite you to a really special event I'm hosting at my home. We'll be showcasing some of the amazing new products that Arbot have just released. You'd be most welcome to bring a friend. It's this time, on this date. There'll be nibbles, and of course we can have a glass of bubbles as well, because there's no fun unless there's bubbles in my experience. Hope you can make it. Love. So that gives you a bit of an idea. So what we're hoping is with those 2 scripts, that's a starting point. You want me to flip back to one or the other, but hopefully it gives you sort of a place to start. And Leanne, my thoughts were, is now's as good a time as any to do it. So have a think about what is it that you're inviting to. If you're not quite sure, you might want to have a think about that within itself. Go, okay, when is there something coming up I can plug into, or when can I host something of my own? For the girls in New Zealand, I'm not sure who's jumping on at this stage, but anybody that you might actually just want to write a bit of a list in terms of what events you've got that you can plug into, or when you think you'd like to host something. You can say hello. I've got the dog too. That's okay, you can say hi.
Hi,
what events you've got coming up, but also who you might like to invite. And that way you've got a bit of a go-to tomorrow when the sun rises and it's not quite so late. So let's do it together. Let's take the next 15 minutes or so. So it's 7:30 now. So perhaps if we come back together formally at 7:45 Adelaide time, so 15 minutes from now. As I mentioned before, Leanne and I will stay here. So if you've got any questions, hop off mute and just call out to one or the other of us. We're more than happy to help. And Christian, you'll help too, won't you? Yeah, good boy. Excellent. Go I1, huh? And we can do it together. So does that sound good? Has anyone got any questions at this stage, or does that give you enough to get cracking with?
Amy, could you flick it back to the page before? I'm halfway through the text message. I'm going to send out the text message to all you guys so that you can forward it.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, honey, of course. That one there, is that what you mean?
Yeah, I'm halfway through.
Cool. Yeah, because the cool thing about, I find, and you guys probably found this too, but the thing I've found that's really great about having a text or a Facebook direct message set up, so you want to make sure that it's named to them, so it's not a cast 1,000 things. You want people to feel special with it. But I just find once you've written that, like once you've got this on your phone, it's just a cut and paste. You can send out 20 messages in a minute, really. So it's a good way of getting a bulk lot of information out. And then you might want to break down that you're going to touch base with 5 of them at a time over the coming days to review that message. I'm just going to go and help Christian with something. I'll be back in a couple of secs, but Leanne's here if you've got any questions. I'll just mute myself. We're back in.
I'm a slow typist. So I've done it similar, but it's a bit different. So Abby.
Beautiful. All right. I just paused the recording, so for those who are watching, it might feel a bit clunky. The reason we did that is obviously we spent 15 to 20 minutes sort of reaching out to some clients. So we thought we'd spare you that. You can certainly press pause on the recording and do your calls now if you'd like to. But what we'd love to actually be able to do now is Leanne's actually going to share some really great information that has been put together with regards to mission statements and what they are, and I guess the benefit of having one, and giving us all an opportunity to start thinking about what ours might be. So if you are ready, beautiful Leanne, the recording is going. It's all you, girlfriend.
So, yeah, so I mentioned earlier before that I had this idea. I'm just going to move all my things out of the way so I can see what's going on. Of each of us, no matter where you are in this business, whether you're just getting started, whether you've been in this business for a long time, to actually come up with maybe 1 or 2 sentences, maximum 3 sentences about what are the reasons for why you do what you do. Now, for me, mine will be incorporating my love of Arbonne, but also my love for my Pilates as well, because that's who I am. And so every person's mission statement will be uniquely theirs. And I think the more we can brand ourselves, the more we're going to attract our individual tribes to us, because people will see the clarity. It was really quite powerful because I've been asking my leaders to do that. And when they've come back to me, I've read them and gone, oh, yes, I get a real sense of who they are. And I think it's really important that we can start to develop that, you know, from an early stage. I wish I'd worked out mine years ago now, you know, and so I think with social media and the way we're going with that, if we've got a really clear vision as to who we are and what we're about, it's just going to make our tribe find us quicker. It'll just cut out the clutter, because there's so much noise out there. Not literally noise, but noise in terms of stimulation and things. So a vision statement describes why you are here. A mission statement describes what you hope to become. So I want you to start thinking about, you might even want to write a couple of key words that are your strengths or key things that you appreciate about yourself the most. Like for me, I know one of my strengths is that I really want to give people an experience where they feel good. I do that through my Pilates, and I also do that through my Arbonne. So every time I'm doing my Arbonne business, I'm always trying to think about what is the experience I'm going to give them. So I know that's something that's really important to me. So I want you to just write down a couple of words that are really important to you. I know education for me is really, really important. And so I want you to spend just a minute or two, just the first couple of words that pop into your head that are really what you're about, what makes you feel good, what makes you uniquely you. Is Victoria on there? Are you still on there, darling?
I think so.
Vicky, do you want to share? I'm going to get Amy to share hers in a minute, but do you want to share yours, darling, that you sent to me the other day?
Yeah, I can. Do you want me to read it out?
Yeah, I'd love you to.
I can. Yeah, sorry, I didn't have the video on because I was picking up Lockie from the footy bus in the car while I was listening to you at the start. Okay, hang on. Let me get it up and I'll read it out. I was just about to send it to Penny, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is it so far. So my mission, and a lot of this has stemmed from where I've come, just being very up and down with how I feel about myself and how I've my self-image in the past. And, you know, I've gone through a fair bit of struggle with that throughout my life. So it's really important for me to help other women not go through that or help them through it if they do. So my mission is to help women to fall unconditionally in love with themselves, for them to feel good and think highly about who they are, and for them to believe that they can achieve all that they desire in life to be happy.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Isn't that
That's my
powerful?
mission.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So it's basic line, just for them to love themselves. That's it.
Yeah.
So
And when I read that, Nikki, I got goosebumps. You know, and I thought that is so clearly you.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
and I love that. And so I feel like it really just brings absolute clarity about you.
yeah.
And so,
And I must admit, I feel better having written it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we might go to the next page. Thank you, beautiful Amy. So your mission statement defines what success looks like to you, to express who you are, reflecting your values, your goals, your purpose, and how you want to operate. So for me, it's about education. It's about making people feel good, helping others. So whatever drives you, I think is really important. You know, and if you get stuck on this, this is not the end. Tonight is not about the end. Tonight is about opening your thoughts up to it. And so if you are stuck, reach out to your mentor and go, hey, you know me. Sometimes, you know, someone who loves you, you know, can see your strengths more so than what you can see yourself. So don't be afraid to reach out and go, okay, so what are my strengths? You know, and so you know, I'm happy for you to give me a call and go, hey, you know, I need help with this, or, you know, whoever you who you talk to the most, reach out to them. And this is so true. Everyone's mission statement will look and sound completely different. It's important that it encapsulates your values and aspirations, and you feel really good when you read it out loud. So, Amy, darling, do you want to read yours out next?
It's actually really interesting because I've been playing a bit with mine, and it's a simpler version. But Vic, I think you and I might be sort of on the same path, my darling. So mine in its simplest and purest version, and I've got to add to it, I know, but at this stage it's to support women to have more choices and to live better lives with this incredible business and to feel amazing about themselves.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because from day one when you started, you were always about the business.
Yeah.
And what it could offer people.
Yeah, that provision of choices. That's what I'm so passionate about. I've got several people, you know, very close to me in my life at the moment that are going through really awful circumstances with illness and marriage breakdown and all sorts of things. And I can't help but think, oh my goodness, if you'd chosen this path like many of us have done, those things would be far easier and a little less scary to be going through. So I'm just really, you just never know when life's going to change on a dime. And it's happened to two people really close to me in the last week. And it's just made me all the more passionate about the fact that people need to know this is available so they've got more choices for themselves and their kids. Yeah.
How strong is it, you know? And so if someone's needing that, they're going to really respond to your mission.
Yeah. And they may not need it right now. Doesn't mean they won't ultimately. Yeah.
So Oprah Winfrey, to be a teacher and to be known for inspiring my students to be more than they could be. Beautiful. So clear, so simple. And that's why I think we don't have to write too much.
Yeah.
It just needs to be straight to the point. Do you want to read out the next one, beautiful Amy?
Richard Branson. And does this just not feel like him? To have fun in my journey through life and learn from my mistakes. If you know anything about his journey in life and in business, man alive, has he made some mistakes and has he had a shitload of fun while he's been doing it. So I love that. I can't help but picture him when I read that. I think and it's so simple, you know, it's a short sentence, but it just encapsulates so you can see that that's a thread that he's carried through what he's done. I thought that one was really cool. And this one, it's a bit obscure, I guess. It's not something we've necessarily heard of, but there was something about it that really resonated with me. I think for a lot of us in this business, you know, this is the sort of thing that we're looking to do. So to serve as a leader, to live a balanced life and apply ethical principles to make a significant difference. So do it as a leader, find your balance, but do it well, you know, do it with heart, do it with integrity. I think there was something really, for me, there was something that really resonated with that one. And this is the one that, the one, in my opinion. Leanne, you read it. It always makes me want to get a bit teary. I love it.
I do get teary and I get goosebumps every time. So Peter Mock, our founder of Arbonne is a place where ordinary people do extraordinary things every day to enhance not only their own lives, but also the lives of many others. And I think that's just so powerful. And really, for what it's done for my life, you know, it will be forever changed. And so I think the gift that we have is so uniquely powerful. And that's why I think it's wonderful if we can work on our mission statement so that we can also, you know, when you read something like that, it's like, oh, wow, you know, we can have that impact on other people as well. So has anyone written down any words? I'd love to hear. Sorry.
Can we just go back a few slides? I just missed a few. It was one of the first ones. The one before that, I think.
About your values and hopes and
that one. Yeah, that one. I just wanted to write down those dot points.
Perfect.
Yeah, because that helps sort of plan.
Yeah. And obviously, ultimately this chat is about Arbonne, but I think the mission statement actually has a capacity, because for me, I don't want to just make people feel amazing and to feel like they have more choices and more support just with this business. That's the way I go through life. I always want people to feel great. My mission is always, how can people feel better after interacting with me than they felt before they did? So it's not even just specifically, it's how we do anything is how we do everything, yeah? So it's about, you know, what are the words that resonate most with us, with our family and our loved ones and our business? You know, it encapsulates so much more, I think.
Because we're ourselves in all that we do. And so that's why.
It's no escaping it. She's coming with you. You better like her.
We'll learn to like her.
Yeah, exactly right.
Learn to love her. So,
did you need that one too, Pen? So has anyone got any words or thoughts they'd like to share?
Indeed,
I wrote down education, making people feel special, meeting wonderful, like-minded people, building a fun-filled business. I had to incorporate that into a sentence, I guess.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Definitely the fun.
Like you to me.
Yeah. Your essence is fun and joy and passion and all of that. So somewhere that's got to come in there, and that's great. Because your energy is effervescent. So you want to be able to say, you know, something that lifts, you know, people, you know,
lifts people up. Lift people up.
Yeah.
And Abby's written some beautiful words here, which I've just noticed on the chat. So empower, lift, laugh, fun, informed, educate, inspire. And the rest will evolve over time. Yes, my darling, it will. You're absolutely right. That's a pretty damn good place to start.
Awesome, Abby. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Does anyone else feel good about creating this? Or is it just where I'm at, probably?
No, I think it's a good idea. It's something I've kind of been thinking about for a little while.
I just think as we start, because I want to start to talk to each of you more and more about your branding.
Yeah.
And I think if we each have an understanding of each other's mission statement, at some stage I'd love, once you've got something in place, I'd love for you to send it to me, because then when you're branding yourself and you're posting on social media, you want to come back to, does this do or represent what my mission statement is, so that it comes from that place first and then it goes out, and then that way you're always staying in total alignment for what your true vision is. And so I think it'd be very powerful. And so, you know, and when I'm starting to recognize more of you for all the things you're doing, I can then say, you know, this girl's all about blah, 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 blah. You know, and it just gives it a bit more oomph rather than me just going, oh, she's amazing, she's amazing, she's amazing. You know, like it just gives me more detailed information about what it is that you're trying to do. And it just means more of us on the same level saying the same thing about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a beautiful message here from Suze. Sorry, can't talk, sleeping hubby next to me. Fair enough. But a few words: meaningful connections through people, love, laughter, freedom, choice.
Yeah,
That's pretty
beautiful.
gorgeous, my Suze. Sounds like you.
That sounds awesome. And so that's all we have for tonight. So I hope that that has got you thinking, and I would love for you to have these words similar to what